Layers of persistent empires. Duckie dreadsword here. I'm here to explain why banking and PE turns it into TDM dog shit. I love this mod, and I want to play it more. And I am putting forth my best attempt to fix it. I'd like to start with asking, why was PW and now PE so popular? What if I told you the success of this mod can be entirely explained with one screenshot? This image is the very reason why this mod is so popular. It is what separates this mod from every other mod. Why? Because in an ideal interaction in PE, you gain something from winning. What do the banks have to do with this, you ask? We all know that money equals armor and weapons. Money is the means to obtain gear. Gear is the means to obtain more money. However, with the banks, money is now invincibly protected, and therefore, in most interactions, you will no longer gain money. Why would you wear armor outside of wars? There is no reason to protect yourself against people halting you because you have nothing to lose. Think about it. What is the purpose of wearing armor if you don't have to protect yourself from being halted? Could you, for a moment, imagine a PE where any time you halted a player, someone is guaranteed to gain? Almost everyone would use protection, and regardless of the outcome of the halt, someone is going to obtain dopamine. While armor can be used for decorating your character, ultimately it serves no purpose under the current system besides making yourself a target. Other players will try to find a kill reason, and often find none, destroying the dream of obtaining more, thus killing interest outside of playing on clan sieges. What is TDM? TDM, or Team Deathmatch, is a game mode where you continuously attack the opposing team where you kill or you die. There is no risk outside the match. You lose nothing of true value since it's designed to be low stake. Banks transform PE into this game mode because gold, as we previously established, is the means to obtain weapons and armor. What does a naked have to lose? The only stakes you have is what you choose to buy, which is why people just buy a weapon with no armor because death has no risk. The only time wearing armor is relevant is to do well in a war. Would you rather have an atmosphere where people use armor with purpose or nakeds running around with sickles? What interaction are you more likely to remember? The halt where two enemies had 500 gold on them, or the one where they both had 30k on them? I cannot tell you the amount of times I've heard people brag about killing tin cans. Why? Because they have received the dopamine of obtaining resources, and as we have objectively nailed on the head, gold equals gear. What is risk? Why do we play video games? Risk is the promise of gain and the possibility of loss. The possibility of loss is lost with the banks, and the promise of gain is broken. Your brain gives you a reward chemical when you succeed, which is why seeing gold and gear drop on the ground is so exciting, and the reason you downloaded this mod. In survivor multiplayer games like Rust, Minecraft, and Ark, are people able to hide their items in a script that is untouchable in these games? We previously established that gold is the means to obtain items, which means that the banks are a system equivalent to storing armor and weapons. A wealthy player has the same amount of risk as a poor player. You're not forced to have risk, you choose to have risk. This is the equivalent of CRPG with chores. In CRPG, you lose nothing when you die, but the measly inconvenience of ×1 if your team loses. Your armor is nothing but an aesthetic accessory that ultimately feels stupid to have on outside of clan time. Since the bank requires you to constantly go back and forth after being successful, most times you have to go back to the bank to buy bare necessities such as food or a horse. When you need to buy a weapon, you have to go to the bank, whereas before, you can simply spawn and immediately have access without having to make a trip. The solution. My first solution is of course to remove the banks, then make the money drop percentage 1 or 5% on death. Because the economy on PE is infinitely growing due to the abundance of resources, every player at some point is bound to have a growing pocket. If a player who has 1 million dies with the 1% policy, they drop 10k. If that same player dies with the 5% policy, they drop 50k. I think any of these policies are an excellent compromise. My second solution is to get rid of the money drop completely, like the previous patch, and instead increase the demand amount a player can demand from other players. I understand that someone who has respawned has no risk and could simply choose to die over giving in to a halter's demands. However, with all their gold on them, I doubt they will walk around idly for long. You can raise the gold demand amount from 1k in both solutions, but drop all must be removed. I suggest the demand limit be in the neighborhood of 5 or 10k. The origin of the banking script dates back to EU Nexus on PW. In 2011, a year prior to banks becoming a script, server owners did not know how to decrease the default drop from 20%. Because of this, admins created a ledger that stored people's money, and you can only have a certain amount stored at a time. Once the script came about on Nexus, however, they focused on making banks for the sake of familiarity with the admin banks, instead of trying to figure out how to remove the drop percentage. PE already had no drop limit, and they fixed the problem they were trying to resolve so long ago, and now once again for the sake of nostalgia, people have ignorantly asked for them back. With this compromise, I understand there are many, such as the clan leaders, who will oppose me. The clan leaders for many years have held this mod in a chokehold, demanding invincible protection of their resources. They do this because they refuse to understand the importance of risk. Because of this, the interest in the mod for the common man deteriorates, as clan leaders force their will on server owners and lower their risk for defeat with each threat. They have greedily deprived this mod of potential, with their weakness and willingness to boycott if the server owner does not comply. Just as lobbying in the United States has destroyed our republic, so have the clans use their influence to sway server policy in their favor. I cry out to the public people of PE to join and destroy the power of clan leaders once and for all. The reason I appeal to the common man because I need the common man to quell the injustice en masse. If you agree with what I have said today, please like and share this video to show the developers of persistent empires that they don't have to fear the clan leaders anymore. We outnumber them 100 to 1. Why should we let our mod experience be decided on the opinions of a small group of people who want nothing but protected resources for their endless TDM staged wars? Remove the banks. Save PE. I will leave you all with a gift. DP style.
Dreadsword Productions.
Duckie do. Non-swimmer. Yo, these banks gotta go. We all know that the risk is low. Reveal your pouch and there's nothing to show. We were having more fun not too long ago. Hey, where are the stakes? We all know they were taken by the banks. Seeing these patches, someone hit the brake and get this mod back in shape. Seeing that body picking up the money bag. Only 30 gold unlucky, what a drag. Now he's dead and not even mad because you couldn't get what he actually has. This mod is infected cause all their gold is protected. Needs to be corrected, even though retards reject it, cause they don't wanna be affected and they don't fucking respect it. PW wasn't perfection. PE needs a new direction. What are you wearing that armor for? You don't even need it anymore. Unless you're fighting in a clan war, you'll find more gold, mine and ore. Wanna know why this money feels fake? Because there's nothing at fucking stake. This shit is now just fucking sad. A laggier version of Team Deathmatch. Don't you love nakeds not giving a shit? Buying a pick and attacking without risk? You can't name another game that has this, because all their players already quit. Who's poor rich? I can't tell the difference. Now I really hope you are convinced, cause this song is a last ditch pitch. Going back and forth the bank is a bitch. This is what my 2 cents suggest. If having stakes is your intent, dropping on death 1 or 5%, and independence from clan events. Yo, these banks gotta go. We all know that the risk is low. Reveal your pouch and there's nothing to show. If you agree, like this video. Hey, where are the stakes? We all know they were taken by the banks. This patch is dog shit, for fuck's sake. PE needs to be fucking saved.